reasons why guests either leave an Airbnb and say, oh my God, we have to go back, or 7 reasons why guests leave an Airbnb and say, oh my God, Airbnb is dead to me. I'm speaking as both a guest of Airbnbs that I've enjoyed over the years and how I felt going into certain ones, but I'm also saying it from the perspective as an owner and operator of 2 glamorous camping experiences centered around the Florida Springs, both Weeki Wachee and Rainbow Springs. So the first one, and this is the most important one in my opinion, is it's the guest experience, and the guest experience has to be your reason for why you're doing it. And what I mean by that is when I first started my glamorous camping company several years ago, I started to take inventory on my why, my reason for being. There's fish jumping behind me. And what I mean by that is my ageki. So it's a Japanese word meaning your reason for being, and it really helps you inventory 4 different dimensions of what you care about in life, and where those 4 dimensions overlap is your reason for being. My reason for being is I wanted to raise the vibrational frequency of the humans on Earth. I want to get people into nature to reconnect with themselves, find a deeper level of clarity within themselves, also find a deeper connection with Earth and Mother Earth and the environment around them, and certainly whoever they're traveling with, a deeper connection with that person as well. If you as an Airbnb host are only caring about the money and it's all about just quick, let's stand up an Airbnb, get it out the door, launch it, your guests are going to feel that. You have to tap into a really deep well of why you're doing something to be sustainable over the long term. So number 1 reason is your why as a host, and guests totally feel that why. They can feel that energy. The second reason why guests would leave an Airbnb and say, we are absolutely going back, which my guests tell me that all the time, is design. And that's when guests walk in, what do you want them to feel in that space? For me, for both my glamorous camping experiences, I wanted them to feel magic and whimsical and nature, obviously, because it's glamorous camping. So I picked a lot of colors and imagery that brought nature into the space. You should be thinking about, what do you want your guests to feel when they walk into a space? It's design, but it's not from the emotional side, it's from the functional side. And this is a huge pet peeve of mine from an Airbnb perspective and this is why I actually stay in my properties before they launch, and I stay in them periodically, because I want to see what it feels like to function in that space. Meaning, if you're at an Airbnb and you can't find certain things in the kitchen while you're cooking, or really basic things are missing from that experience, or for example, in Weeki Wachee, I installed a roller bar so that getting the kayaks into the water from the campsite was so much easier for guests, especially if you're a solo traveler. Those little things that are functional make such a difference. And if you are trying to host an Airbnb experience or any short-term rental without thinking about the guest experience, making it easy for them, it's annoying as a guest. Nobody wants that. And this is extra important for small spaces like I have. My cabin in Dunellen is 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. It's actually 4th bedroom if you count the Hobbit house. I'm designing tiny spaces, and there are certain design principles from a functional perspective that you need to follow when you design in tiny spaces. The 4th thing is thoughtful communication. And what I mean by that is, as a guest, you appreciate when your host has put thought into the communications. When my guests book the Dunellen property, because it's at Rainbow Springs, it's right down the road from it, I make sure they have the second they book, that confirmation email has the link to the state park website. It tells them about the new things that have changed recently, that you have to really reserve a spot ahead. It gives them helpful information about the area. My guest book in the property gives recommendations on local restaurants that I love. I love to support local businesses in the areas I operate. So that's really a thoughtful and big part of the guest experience and why they will come back again. 5th is luxury. So I'm glamorous camping, and glamorous it's a big word, right? Glamorous. This ain't camping. This is glamping. So for me, luxury means, I'm not limiting the towels. I provide coffee, tea. I try to make sure that there's optional upgrades. So at Weeki Wachee, people have the option to do a self-care upgrade, which comes with a whole host of things. In Dunellen, because it's a bigger property and it sleeps 8, that is more of a family memory maker upgrade experience. It has a golf cart, a game basket, a s'more station. So really thinking about, how can you make the stay feel luxurious and give people options for different price points? I want the guests to feel like this is a high-end resort with really bright white linens. I have little signs that go in the bed that say this has been sterilized and cleaned. So really just thinking about, what high-end finishes can I do in my glamorous camping to make it feel glamorous even though you're camping. The 6th one that I think is really important to the guest experience is amenities. You should have 2 outdoor and 2 indoor at every location you operate as an Airbnb host. So in Weeki Wachee, for example, obviously I'm on the Weeki Wachee Canal, so there's access to the river. Obviously, the outdoor activities are kayaking, paddleboarding, canoeing, but I also have a swing, an outdoor shower, a fire pit. But indoor, I've also thought about that, because if it's raining and you're staying in the RV, you want to make sure that you have things to do while you're in the RV. So I provide games. You're so smart to get out early. Oh, good for you. I host an Airbnb stay too. So have a wonderful paddle. You too. Oh, I love seeing people paddling in the morning. It's so beautiful on the Weeki Wachee River if you can go out early. So yeah, back to amenities. The other amenity I have at both properties is a hot tub. That is one of the most searched for filters on Airbnb is hot tubs. So if you can do that as a host, and I'm extra psychotic about mine, I drain them after each guest, because that's just personally how I would want the property set up. And I'm my own demographic, meaning when I set up my Airbnbs, I decided that I am my own customer. So standards are high. That's just how it is. Last but not least, reasons why guests will leave your property saying, "We're going back," versus "Airbnb is dead to me," is the checkout list. People, if your guests are paying a cleaning fee, do not leave them a 10-page thing for them to do. So that's my 7 reasons why guests will come back again and again.